absolute favorite things in my garden has been the peonies that I have had, and this peonies will be some of the longest plants that you'll ever have. I mean, I think they live up to like 40 years.
They'll outlive the gardener.
Yes.
They really will. They're heirloom once they get going.
Well, you didn't give any old peony.
Nope.
You brought us Coral Charm.
Yes.
I mean, look at that. It's M95047. Everything is brand new. 3 easy pays at $10.99. And may I remind you, free shipping and handling, Carolyn.
Well,
these are beautiful.
first of all, Pat, coral is the hot color of peony, and peony is the hot plant.
Okay.
So when you get coral and a peony, go for it.
Gold.
I know Philip already sold out of his coral peonies, and they were
They always
called.
sell quickly.
Well, hold on, I wrote it down, and now I'm going to forget.
No, that's okay.
I'll think of it in a
Take your
second.
time.
But
Okay.
if you bought Philip's coral peonies, these are not the same exact color, and they look gorgeous with his.
Be really pretty.
We don't have a lot of these. This is the hot flower this year. Oh, Philip's was called Pink Hawaiian. So if you got those, these are called Coral Charm, and these would look great. And usually Coral Charm is really hard to find and very expensive.
Because I have all pink, and then I have some red, and then I have some white, but I don't have anything in coral.
And I want to remind you, you're seeing one pot of peonies out here, but you're getting two.
Yeah.
For the price on your screen.
Two 3-year-old
plants.
Bareroots?
Yes, so most,
correct?
and the Barerroot, we call them eyes when it's a peony, and typically when you get peonies at any old store, you get like 1 or 2 eyes. These have 3 to 5. So what that means is...
So are they eyes sort of like as a potato has an eye?
Yeah. Like the little fingers. I think they look more like fingers. So these are big, and what that means is instead of waiting all the way till a year from now to see any flowers, you'll probably see a few flowers well, they'll come out a little bit later because you're planting in the spring. So typically your peonies will bloom in the spring and then they're done. But you may get a few flowers this summer because these eyes are so big.
Okay, yeah, they are. I mean, look how
And then next year you're going to get what you're seeing in this basket. I mean,
and they
you're
get
going to
better
get a ton of flowers.
year after year after year. Like, I'm always amazed, and I don't baby my peonies. I just let those babies go. And then once the flowers are gone, then you have just really pretty greenery.
Really pretty foliage.
Don't you think?
And it's really standalone. So let's bring this over here and show how to plant. The #1 mistake people make with peonies is they plant them too deep.
Too deep.
You don't want to put them 6 inches in the ground. We'll just put and you can see right
let me
here.
hold your things.
Oh, thank you.
Of course, that's what it's for.
So you could plant it this way or this way, but let's plant it nice and flat like this because any which way you plant this is fine.
It finds its way.
But you want to make sure you have about a 12-inch area, and then because you want to make sure that the root has enough room to grow. And
Carolyn,
then you
300 already
300 ordered.
And we don't have a lot of anything.
And when they're gone, no more till maybe next year, and we never promise next year because we don't know if we can get them again. So you're going to want to put it just a couple inches down in the soil, and then just lightly cover over the top. Now, if you, after you get your soil over the top, if you see any indentations where those eyes are, you can fill in with mulch. But you want to make sure that you don't plant these too deep because then they won't grow out as quickly.
That's a good advice. And you just planted one, but you get 2.
Yeah, you get 2. And you're going to get so many flowers off of each one. And then by the second season, you're going to get tons and tons of peonies.
Also, look at those peonies. I mean, look at those petals, Carolyn.
The colors that you get are going to be the same, but what you're seeing in this picture is the lighter shade, that apricot shade, is what happens when they're in more sun. And if you want them to stay more of that corally color, that dappled sun part shade, it really doesn't matter. With peonies, they can do great in hot sun. They can do great, not totally shade, but with, like mine, a lot of mine are in the morning sun, but then my backyard ones are in the afternoon sun, and they both do great. But the color on these will be different depending how much sun you give them.
Can I ask you, are these the kind that are going to like fall over?
Well, no, here's the thing. These have very strong stems and big flowers, but a lot of peonies, the stems are weak, and so when it rains, they fall to the ground. And Pat, we wanted to talk about ants.
Yes.
Okay, so people have, there's an old wives' tale.
Do you remember, my grandma used to, but her peonies had them because hers would fall over, and then we got the explanation why.
The reason that people, the old wives' tale is that the peony flower wouldn't open unless an ant chewed on it. Which is not true. Why the ants go to the peony flower is because because it's got this sticky, gooey, sweet stuff on it.
Right.
So that's why you get ants crawling on your peonies, whether they're upright or on the ground. And so Pat has a great recommendation.
I do. Here's my recommendation, because I just love peonies. So cut your peonies off.
They're great in a vase.
Take the peony, pretend I just got this off. Get a bucket of water and take it and dunk it in the water.
Yeah.
And that'll shake it off. Now there's no more ants, and bring it inside.
Yeah, and absolutely gorgeous and fragrant. Not all peonies are fragrant, but these are.
Yes.
And so you'll enjoy that as well. They're going to get about 30 to 40 inches high and wide when they're at their fullest size, and you'll get more and more flowers every year.
Well, they're going quite
dozens of flowers on each plant the second season. Dozens of flowers.
800 already ordered.
Yay!
This is a plant that will come back faithfully year after year. And I think you told me this is one of the first to bloom.
Yes, it's a very early blooming peony.
Okay.
So it's going to bloom in the spring to the early summer. And here's the thing you do need to know about peonies if you're watching from a very hot climate. Peonies need a frost. Okay? So don't order these if you live in San Diego or Miami or someplace where it's really, really hot and you never get a frost.
They won't work.
Because they won't work there. And I just want to make sure we're totally transparent about that. But any place else, if you get a frost, these are going to do really great. And they'll come back every year.
Can you show us just quickly your Girl Next Door guide on this? Everything comes with a guide. It will ship out when it's appropriate. Bareroots are so easy to plant. Carolyn showed us out.
Thank you so much, everybody. I'm so glad you love these. I do too.
I do too.
Yay.
1,000 ordered. Save me a set, please. All right. Oh my gosh, this is my absolute favorite thing. And when I get off the air, if there's any left, I am so